Hey crew, it's Pitt, and I'm back with today's Timeless Tarot for August the 22nd of 2025, but this is a Timeless Tarot reading, and so, whenever you find it is exactly when it was meant to find you. We will be pulling 8 cards from the Divine Feminine deck, 8 cards from the Divine Masculine deck in accordance with the 8 human chakras, so that we can get a better understanding of exactly how we can best manifest our highest timeline in accordance with Spirit. I have already done a pre-shuffle, but I like to do a couple more just to make sure everything is exactly where Spirit would have it to be. And so now we will begin pulling with the base. And in the base we have the Four of Pentacles. In the sacral we have the Page of Cups. In the solar plexus we have the Magician. In the heart we have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. In the throat we have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. In the third eye, we have the Two of Cups in reverse. In the crown, we have the Ten of Wands in reverse. And rounding out our message from the Divine Feminine on the bottom of the deck, we have the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Next, we'll be pulling a card from the Divine Masculine deck. The Divine Feminine, the cards that are already on the table. Let us know what the current situation is, the current energies. The Divine Masculine lets us know what steps and actions that we can take to help manifest our highest timelines in accordance with Spirit. And so we will begin pulling with the Crown. And in the Crown, we have the Moon. In the third eye, we have the Two of Cups in reverse, or standing tall. It was in reverse when it came out the first time. In the throat, we have the Five of Wands in reverse. In the heart, we have the Ace of Wands. In the solar plexus, we have the Eight of Swords in reverse. In the solar plexus, or in the sacral, we have the Strength card in reverse. In the base, we have the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. And rounding out our message from the Divine Masculine, on the bottom of the deck is the Four of Wands. Alright, let's dive in and see what Spirit is letting us know today. We begin in the base because that is base provision. Do you have a home? Do you have a job? Do you have food? Do you have money? Are you being taken care of? It is also the area that deals with love and wrath, and so are you giving away too much affection, not receiving enough affection? Neither one is intrinsically good. Today you are looking at the Four of Pentacles. Now the Four of Pentacles is about understanding. Fours are about understanding. You have learned a lesson. You must understand it before you can rise to meet the challenge. This is a Pentacles card, which is about provision. It is, do you have a home? Do you have a job? Do you have food? Do you have money? The same thing as the base. And so you have the base Pentacle card shown in the Pentacle spot, right? The provision card, provision spot. This is about understanding of the provisionary path. Now, the first path of provision is just having a job. The second half is generational provision. This is you coming to an understanding about the current position that you have. Now, recommending steps that can be taken from the Divine Masculine, we have the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. The Ten of Pentacles is about learning a new path. And so this understanding requires some learning. This is a 10, so it is about learning. It is Pentacles, so it is a provision, and it is the higher path. This is learning about something that is going to advance you in your current provisionary path. And so this isn't getting a promotion. This is getting the knowledge, which leads to the understanding, which will lead to a promotion further down the line. Some people look at this as a smugness card because he is holding on to this pentacle in the middle, but I really don't. Right? This is the knowledge that he has just learned with the 3. This is the provisionary path that he has chosen for himself, and this is him coming to the understanding about the learning that he has. And so this is a manifestation of the pentacles, right? There's the Four of Cups is the manifestation of the emotional path. The Four of Wands is the manifestation of the change in life. This is going to be the manifestation of a provisionary path. This is the card of generational provision, right? Well, what you are learning here is how to provide not just now, but for generations to come. And so this, when it is standing tall, is the generational provision learning card. These two people, there's the old man and then there's the young couple, and they have children, and there's the city behind them and the Arch of Triumph, and they're surrounded by all of this productivity. When this is standing tall, this indicates that there is provision being provided for you on a generational level. Now, this is you seeking that provision, but not quite attaining it yet. If it was upright, you would have it. If it's like this, it is yet to come. This is already in the future. It is a masculine card. It is actions and steps that can be taken. And so there is some learning about generational provision that you do not quite have yet, but it will lead to understanding, which will unlock some further things. Next, we're going to go to the sacral. This is the area of physical generation and interpersonal relationships. This can be you generating a child. It does deal with lust and chastity, giving away too much physical affection, not receiving enough physical affection. Neither one are intrinsically good. You have the Page of Cups, which is the card of understanding emotions, right? You have an understanding card. Here is another understanding card. This 4 is the lower path. The page is an 11, and that is the higher path. And so this is a card of understanding, right? The page about emotions, because cups are emotions. It is body spirit, whereas pentacles are body body. This is about feelings. This is about emotions. It is familial connections, spousal connections, coworker connections, and friendships. But it is not the people, not the specific people, rather the emotions attached to it. This is the area of interpersonal relationships. This can indicate a greater understanding of those relationships, right? This is feelings. This is understanding. This is what you are trying to do in your life. This is what you are attempting to manifest. You envision it here with your third eye. You invest your energy through your heart into the divine, and you take positive steps here. This indicates that you are attempting to come to an understanding about an emotion. Now, clarifying that with some steps that can be taken, we have the Strength card, which is the presentation of a new path. It is an 8. 8s are like aces. They are the presentation of a new thing on a higher level. This is the path of thoughts, right? The secondary path of thoughts. This is the clarifier for the the 8 of swords. And so it can be attached to thoughts, ideas, or communications. There can be a communication that leads to some understanding around some emotions. Now you have this in the reverse. When this is standing tall, this is her resisting the temptations of the world. She is holding the mouth of the lion closed. She's not prying it open. She has all of the infinite possibilities on her head, right? This is her, through her strength of resisting temptation, achieving all of the infinite things in the world. The presentation of the higher path of thought and intellect or communication. You have this in the reverse, which is a little bit less of that energy. It is like, if this is, you need to stand tall, make strong, firm decisions, right? This is, maybe shrink back a little bit, maybe make less strong decisions. If this is resistance of temptation, which it is, then this is giving in to temptations a little bit, right? That is never to give in fully to the vices, but relaxation is definitely a good thing, right? If you are, for example, practicing chastity, there is no real reason to do that spiritually, right? There's plenty of reasons emotionally that you may have problems with that, but there is no spiritual reason to keep yourself celibate. Being celibate would be imbalance in your life, and to get balance, you would need to have sexual relations. That would be a relaxation of the strength. This relaxing of the strength presents the new path, which allows you to get the understanding which you are currently undergoing. So this is an emotion that you are getting an understanding of by being a little less strong. That might indicate that you need to cry, right? A lot of people have problems letting the emotions out. Holding emotions in is toxic. It will poison you. You are better to let them out. Next, we're going to go to the solar plexus. This is quite literally what fuels everything. This is you set the direction of your manifestation with the left-hand path. You empower it with the right-hand path, either by speaking it aloud or the things that you consume. This is tied to gluttony and temperance. It is tied to your stomach, which is the overconsumption of the things of the mortal coil, the underconsumption of the things of the mortal coil, and neither one is particularly good. Now, this is what allows the other things to take place, right? This, you set the direction of your intentions here, what you want to manifest is set here. You set the emotions, the energetic investments go through the central trunk. This is amplification, right? Now, you have the magician. Now, this is the realization of a new path, right? You have that right here in the strength. You have that again. Now, this is the provisionary path. This would be the clarifier for the Eight of Pentacles. And so what we see is that he has all of the infinite possibilities. He is raising the athame of change. He is pointing to the as below. He has all of the magical implements on the magical altar. He has the ability to manifest into his life. This is you currently standing up tall. The Fool is the first card in the tarot. It is tied to all of the paths, but the Fool decides to become the magician. By deciding to become the magician, you open up the new path before you of the magician. This is you stepping into that power. This is you assuming the fact that you can manifest into your life. Everything that you speak aloud and the things that you consume empowers what you are manifesting in your life. And so if you are speaking aloud negativity, you draw in negativity. If you are consuming negative things, you are powered by negative things. And so this is you stepping into your power and making appropriate choices so that you can do so. What you have clarifying is the presentation of a new path. I shit you not, right? We have presentation of a new path, 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 and I'm pretty sure we got some more coming up. And so there is a new path right now. This and this go together. The Strength card is the clarifier for the Eight of Swords. Now, this is a card of self-restriction, right? This is you holding yourself back from doing what you want to do. She has been taken prisoner. She is bound. She has her eyes closed or bound up, a bandage around her eyes. She was taken prisoner, but that was all in her past. And now she is standing there simply because she doesn't know that she can go forward. She has the ability to leave. She can walk away. She can do whatever she wants, but she's staying there because she feels restricted, even though she is not really restricted any longer. Now, swords are about thoughts. They are thought, intellect, communication, and combat. This is probably not going to be combat. It is not really tied to other people in the way that these are. And so it is probably a thought or an idea that is holding you back, right? Now, it's in the reverse. And in the reverse, that can indicate that you are making forward progress. If this is you holding yourself back, this is you not. And what you are being told to do in order to manifest the magician in your life is to get over those self-imposed restrictions. In exactly the same way that Strength is telling you to back out, this is a reiteration of that exact same message. Now, that is on the bottom path, which is the provisionary path. And so there is a thought that is going to allow you to get to this understanding. Next, we go to the heart, and the heart is you. It is who you are. It is what you want to manifest into your life. It is your core being. It ties together the as above and the as below. It is the area of responsibility for greed and charity. Greed is associated with the mortal coil. It is loving things a little bit too much. Charity is associated with the spiritual coil. It is loving things not quite enough, and neither one is intrinsically good. You have the Queen of Pentacles, which can indicate you have it in reverse, and that can indicate that maybe you are doing a little bit too much nurturing. Right? The Queen of Pentacles is the nurturing of the provisionary path, right? Pentacles. But the Queen is just past the challenge of the night and not quite to the harvest of the king. The queen is about giving the appropriate energy so that you can reach the harvest without all of the challenges associated with it. This isn't planting the garden. This isn't harvesting the garden. This is weeding, watering, and fertilizing. Giving the appropriate nurturative energies so that you can reach the harvest. When she is standing tall, this is the divine feminine in maturity, right? As a mature woman with making the appropriate loving decisions. Now, you have this in the reverse, which indicates, right, if this is nurture so that you can reach the harvest, then this is going to be either you are not nurturing at all or you are nurturing too much, right? This indication is back out of the nurturing, or it would be like if you're not nurturing enough, it would be like this more likely. And so this is probably you are not nurturing enough this emotional situation because there is so much emotion tied into this. And so this is probably you not giving the appropriate energy to enact the change. Now, what will we have so that we can turn around this nurturative energy to get to our harvest? The actions that you can take is to realize that there is a path of change, right? This is the presentation of the path. Presentation, presentation, presentation. This is another presentation. Wands are about change. Wands are spirit, fire, life, light, logos, change, and intuition. And so this can be an intuitive link. It is tied to your thoughts and aspirations. It is tied to your communications. It is tied to the divine message. And so it may be that you need to make an intuitive leap about the situation in order to get to the nurturing, right? If you do not understand how to give the nurturing, an intuitive leap can bring you to the understanding of what you need to nurture. This can be the random presentation of a change, right? This is divine providence sticking his hand out with change in his hand. And so this can indicate that there is a brand new opportunity for change. But because it is with this queen, this nurturative energy in the reverse, I really do feel like this is like you need to realize that this opportunity is here. And there is an intuitive leap. I don't always get that for the bonds, but in this particular instance, I really am. There is a connection that you are not making on an intuitive level that is holding you back from realizing your magician, realizing the understanding of the understanding, right? To get to the understanding, you're going to have to get this intuitive leap. I cannot instruct you on how to get an intuitive leap, right? Prayer, fasting, and meditation works for me. Next, we go to the throat. The throat is the area of communication. It is dealing with pride and humility, and so that is taking too much credit for your work, not taking enough credit for your work. Neither one are intrinsically good. You have the Wheel of Fortune. This one's going to be a little bit hard to explain today. All right, now, the Wheel of Fortune is about change, right? Now, this is a 10, right? We've already had one 10. We have another 10 coming, right? Wasn't there another 10? Yeah, there's another 10 coming. 10s are about learning. There is learning to do. This learning is probably related to change, but this is a thought, right? This is going to be the clarifier for the 10 of swords. And so this is the secondary path. This is the path of thoughts, ideas, communication card, communication slot. Now, the Wheel of Fortune is not necessarily a communication card, but it is the clarifier for a communication card. That's why I say that. When it is standing tall, this indicates that there is change coming into your life. If this was hopes, dreams, and aspirations, it is you are bringing the change in your core being. It is you are becoming the change. You are desiring the change. This is you communicating the change, right? Like just in the communication spot, it is tied to a communication card. Now, this is a learning that you are not currently involved in, right? 10 is a learning. There is learning about change. I wonder if there's an intuitive leap that needs to be made. When it is standing tall, this indicates that it is change coming into your life, but you have a small measure of control over. The way that the wheel works is either you pick one of these things to land, or you pick which one is going to land, or you spin the wheel, right? But you are taking part. It's still up to chance whether it falls out the right way, but you are taking an active part in the change that is happening. This indicates that in your life, right? This is you communicating about a change. Let's go ahead and get the clarifier and then we'll come back, because the clarifier is the Five of Wands in reverse. Now, the Five of Wands is mutual combat. It is about change, but it is a challenge. Fives are challenges, and so there is a challenge presenting itself around change. This can deal with other people. This is an interpersonal communication slot, right? Communications, interpersonal relationships, your core being. This diagonal is personal, interpersonal relationships. And so this can be indicating something with someone else, especially since it is the mutual combat card. But when it is upright, this is mutual combat. They are all fighting equally. Nobody's really getting hurt. Everybody is just enjoying themselves. This is less of that mutual energy, right? It is still a challenge. It is still about change, but it is less mutual. This is change around learning something kind of randomly, kind of up to chance, through a combative situation that is not necessarily a mutual combat. And so it appears that there is change that will unfold from rising to the challenge around change and communicating that change effectively, right? This is not necessarily antagonistic, although it is probably related to other people. That's why you got the Five of Wands as opposed to the Five of Pentacles, right? Five of Pentacles is about the challenge of not having money. Five of Cups is the challenge of not having relationships. The Five of Swords is the challenge of not communicating or not having thoughts or not understanding thoughts. This is around change. Now we're going to go to the third eye, and the third eye is your hopes, dreams, and aspirations. This is what you are trying to create in your life, what you want to manifest. Sorry. You set your direction with the right-hand path. Both of these. This is you envisioning your future. This is you taking steps towards it. This is the area that deals with sloth and diligence. So whether you are working hard towards your goal or not, this is the area of balance. You've got the Two of Cups in the negative, right? But you've got it as a clarifier in the positive. This is emotions. It is a choice. Twos are about choices. Cups are about emotions. You are being presented with a choice. Now, this is less active, right? The choice coming to you. This is you being presented with a choice. This is one of the marriage cards, right? You have the Lovers, and the Two of Cups are really relationship cards, not necessarily marriage, but possibly, if that is what you are desiring in your life, is a stable relationship. This is an indicator that might be coming in. But this is what you are trying to envision, and this can be just a partnership. It does not have to be sexual. It can be business. It can be friends, whatever, right? The emotions attached, not the actual people. You've got it in the reverse, which means that in your current situation that you do not have the divine partnership that you are seeking, right? You want one, or else it would not be the Two of Cups. Now, the actions that you can take is to embrace that, right? Understand that you do, in fact, want a relationship with other people. It does not have to be sexual. It can be a little bit overwhelming to meet new people, to come to understandings around their thoughts and ideas, those type of things. But this together, right, you are intentionally setting the intention to draw in a divine partnership. That can be sexual. It does not have to be. If that would have presented down here, right, if this would have been like this, This is absolutely a sexual relationship, right? It doesn't absolutely have to be, but there is much more energy here in the sexual generation area, the interpersonal relationship. This would be, to me, you're not currently in a relationship, you're about to be, right? But it is in the third eye, which is hopes, dreams, and aspirations. And so you are wanting a relationship and it is available. You have to make the decision. Twos are about decisions. You have to make the decision about this, coming to an understanding, backing out of your strength. All three of these are linked. And so this is you being a little bit less nurturative, realizing the change, stepping out and not being as strong, coming to the understanding and manifesting the relationship that you want. Next, we go to the crown. The crown is where you interpret what the divine tells you. You get a message from the divine. This is how you interpret it. This is what you feel responsible for. This is the area of hope and despair. So if everything is going great and you find the lead lining, this is where you need to balance. And if everything is going terrible and you are finding the silver lining, this is the area of balance. You have the Ten of Wands. This is learning about a new path, and that path is change. Right now, this is what you feel like the divine is telling you, is that you have something left to learn, right? You may not even be learning it yet, but it is coming, right? If it was not something to learn, you would not have gotten the 10. This is about the higher path. This is going to be related to thoughts and ideas. But this is a change card, right? This is Wands. Wands are spirit, fire, life, light, logos, change, and intuition. This is in the receiving divine messages. Divine messages come through your intuition, so this can be an intuition. This is learning about your intuition. You have this intuitive leap that you are to make, which leads to some understanding. And so when this is standing tall, this is almost to the completion. What is happening here is he has gathered all of his things and he is bringing them home. He has decided what to do with them, and now he's got to learn about it. He is bent over because it is a weight, it is a burden, but he can make it. He is making forward progress. His legs are moving. He is walking towards his home. He is almost there. This is slow, methodical progress. All right, this is going to be that intuitive leap. Right? If this is slow, methodical, keep working. The grind is happening, but it is effective. Right? This is a keep working, but maybe there is some change that needs to unfold. This is about change, right? This is learning about change. This is going to be learning about your intuition. Now, again, I say that because this is the intuition spot, right? This is where you interpret from the divine. This is an intuition card in an intuition spot, and it is telling you there is something to learn. Now, the something to learn is going to be coming out of your comfort zone. This is the moon card, and the moon is all about coming out of your comfort zone. This is an 18, and an 18 is going to be understanding. And so there is an understanding about the comfort zone. We see the sun and the moon here. It is called the moon card, but it is the sun. Like all of these little jaggies coming off, that is the sun. This is the moon with the face. This is an eclipse happening. It is both divine providence, masculine and feminine. You have all of these stars arrayed here, and then you have the two towers, light and dark. One is good, one is evil, and you are supposed to walk in between them with balance. On either side of this path, you have a wild dog and a domestic dog. That is the wild side of man, the domestic side of man. You are supposed to be in balance. And then all the way at the bottom, there's a little crawfish coming out of the water. He is coming out of his comfort zone, enabling change in his life. This is you. Now, this is the third path, the emotional path. This is the understanding of emotions. This is the clarifier for the Page of Cups. And so, in order to get to this intuitive leap, you have to embrace coming out of your comfort zone. Right? That's what this little guy down here is doing. He's able to defend himself. He's fully armored, but he is comfortable in the water. He is not comfortable walking the path between the dogs, through the towers, but he's doing it anyway. He is out there getting out and doing what he needs to do. That's you, right? This intuitive leap about an interpersonal relationship. Next, we're going to go to the crown, or the divine. The divine is a direct message to you. It is not colored by any of the virtues and vices. The divine has all the virtues and vices in perfect balance. You've got the Nine of Pentacles. This is a choice. The 9 is always going to be about a choice. Once you have completed the harvest with the 7, you get presented with a new path. And then you get to choose. Am I going to stay on the same path? Or am I going to go on the new path? And either way, there will be something to learn. If you stay on the old path, there will be new things to learn about the old path. But if you get on the new path, there will be new things to learn about the new path. This is the 9 of Pentacles, which indicates that there is something to learn about the higher path, right, of provision. Now, you have this in reverse, which indicates that it is not your current situation, that you are being presented with a choice, but you do not have the understanding to make that choice. The understanding that you need is still yet to come. We have seen that a couple of times. When it is standing tall, right, this is making the appropriate decision on what to do with these things that I have gotten. You've been presented with a new path. She has a bird on her hand representing the opportunities, the ability to take flight. And all of these benefits are behind her, right? She has mastery over them. When it is presented like this, there is a choice about the provisionary path that you are to make imminently, right? This is less of that. There is a choice. It is about provision. It is about the higher path, but that choice is going to come to you. It is not quite here yet. That coming to you will be because of this intuition. And that is probably that is more related to this than it is going to be over here, because it is again about the interpersonal relationships. This is the 4 of Wands. Now, we talked about 4s being manifestations, right? This is manifestation of the provision. This is manifestation of the change. But this is one of the marriage cards in the tarot. The Lover's card, the 2 of Cups, and the 4 of Wands are really the marriage cards. What we see here is this couple is raising their laurels high. They have the 4 wands of change and the laurel of victory. This is a celebration, probably a marriage. And so this indicates that there is some more understanding about interpersonal relationships and change that still needs to unfold into your life so that you can come to the realization of this new path so that you can make the appropriate choices. If we take these cards together in account of everything else that we have seen so far, right? You are being presented with a choice. That choice is the provisionary path. There is something that you are manifesting into your life about the provisionary path, but there is some greater understanding that needs to unfold. That understanding is related to other people and change in your life. And so you have to realize that this change is occurring, that it is a good thing, that there are some people who want to be in your life, and that is also a good thing. You may have had a sense prior that everybody is against me, right? That could be this strength card in reverse that is applying the strength in the wrong way. Coming to an understanding is that everybody is different and not everybody is going to share the same motivations. And so, no, everybody is not against you. Some people are. Finding the appropriate relationships is the understanding that you need to enact this higher thing. There seems to be a bit of a reticence about embracing this person who is presenting themselves in your life. Don't, right? This is overwhelmingly positive, even though there was so many cards in the reverse. Reversals are not necessarily negative. They are telling us positive and negative flexions. That's going to bring us to the end of the reading. Hopefully I brought a little bit of enlightenment and not too much confusion. If you like what I'm doing over here, let me know down below. Give me a like, a share, a follow. Throw me a comment whether you agree or disagree with anything that was stated. Put it in the box down below. And if it remains respectful, it gets to remain up. If you really like what I'm doing over here, hit me with that super thanks. Consider joining for a membership or picking up a copy of my book where I teach you to do magic responsibly. To the crew, Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate every single minute that you were here with me, and I am praying for you every single day. Until next time, I love you. God loves you. You are perfect, whole, and complete just the way that you are. And this has been Pitt State. Peace.